operating these machines, these three machines. And firstly, we should choose the plants and connect the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plants like this one, and connect all this together and make them, the height is maybe about 0.87 meters. And also we should install the stainless steel chains on this plant like this one. And then second, we should choose the star wheel according to the bottle's diameter. And for example, like this diameter, we should choose this wheel, star wheel, and then we should add some oil on this shaft and make their working smoothly, and then start this button and start the machines, and let the machine running without bottles, maybe lasted for 5 minutes, and make them running in order. And second, for this machine, we should also adjust the star wheel according to the bottle diameter, like the first machines. And then we will start all this button start on the machine and let it working without bottle for about 5 minutes. And the third machine is cutting machine. And this machine also we need to adjust the star wheel according to the bottle diameter. And then we start the button and let the machine start working without any bottles for maybe 5 minutes. Okay, this is the first step, and I will explain next. Okay, thank you. Okay, the second step is how to connect the water pipes to the water tank. And first, please see here that this pump have a pipe, and this need to connect the water tank. I mean the finished tank. And the second one is for this filling machine. And this machine also have a pipe. Also have this pipe. Yes, this pipe should also connect the water tank, and the two tanks. I mean that the washing machines connect the water tank, and the filling connects the water tank. I mean this two tank is the same tank, and it is preferred for you that the two pipes connect the two pipes on the water tank. And the second, you should know that when the water filling in this pipe, there's a liquid level controller. For example, you can see here, this is the liquid controller. And if the water level is here, the water infilling will be stopped. If the water level is lower than this line, the water will be filled in the tank again. The third step is how to connect the electrical power. And please see here that this is sign ABC is for connect the electrical power. Maybe in Iraq it is 220 voltage and 3 phases, and you should connect the electrical power to this ABC. And this is the washing machine, and the filling machine is also the same, and you should the filling machine is also same, and also need to connect the electrical power to this ABC. You can see here ABC. You can connect the electric power to this here, and you also should attention that the second group is for connect the conveyor systems motor. I mean that motor here. This motor's electric pipes. You should connect here. Connect here so you can control the whole set, the whole machines, whole lines conveyor system, and you can adjust the speed of the conveyor system from here. this is for start the conveyor, and this is for stop the conveyor working. The third one is for the capping machine. You also need to connect the electric power to here. You can see also here A, B, C. The three machines same operation on the electric connection. Okay, that is the third step. I will explain you the fourth step, and I will show you how to start the machines. Okay, first switch on this button, and this is a power display. And if it is light, that is the machine they have connected the electrical power, and then start this button. Press this button, and this in English is start the main machine, and I will start it. Okay. So this is 33.15. This is a record that last time this machine works rounding speed, and we can start this running. Press this running. Okay, this machine has been start working now. And we can adjust the speed according by these two buttons. This app is increase the speed, and this button is for down the speed. Okay, this is the washing machine. And this filler is the same operation with the washing machine. Okay, start it, and start this main machine, and run, and this is working now. And we can adjust the speed by these two buttons, up and down. And this two button is for start the conveyor system, and this I press this one. Okay, this conveyor system has been started. Okay, regarding this forward. Also start this machine, start this button, and press this button, press this one, and also run this machine. And we can adjust the speed of the conveyor system by this one. You can operate by yourself. Please make sure this bottle in the conveyor system should one by one. It must be very tight, very tight. If there's some error on this adjusting of the wheel and the gripper, how to operate this corresponding working together. And the first step is this wheel. You can see this wheel. The center should be the same. Should be corresponding together. And you should first loose these nuts. Then if it is direction is correct, you see this direction is correct, then tight these nuts. It is okay. And the outfeed wheel is starting the machines, and the bottle is come through here. And when the bottle arrives here, stop this machine. and you should loose these nuts, and this center should be 这个中心应该在这个地方。This center should be make the bottles in this wheel shape.
加油。
And you should also usually add some oil in this shaft and some center parts.
你想吃好那个哪个牌？哎，吃好那个。
Here, add some oil. Make it working smoothly. This is the first machine. 第二台吧，第二台也可以吧。
它第二台。
The second machine, the filler, the operation is exactly same with this first machine.
这个调这个涡轮的中心就是上下要垂直。
You should adjust the two wheel in vertical.
错位了，现在就是错位了。
Now there's error, and now you can see how the worker operates this wheel.
就是一边调的时候，一边就是看好了这个中心，这个上下要垂直，一个是垂直。
And when you operate, you must attention that the true wheel is in one line. I mean the vertical. ，and now how to operate the out-feeding wheel.
小屏，现在这是小屏了。
Now this is the error.
这两个圆弧，这个圆弧对着这个圆弧，就形成一个圆。
This wheel's half ring should be make a full ring with this wheel.
也就是这个。
垂直的，
不是，就是这一个就是平进去以后，这个必须就是这个紧靠着这个平。它假如出现这个靠不住，就根据平的大小调色来回上下就是左右调动。
And we should also adjust this stainless steel plant and let it tightly connect this side of the bottle. 这个试一下，这个。
这
close the side of the bottle. To start this cutting machine, we should first start the cutting tank, and then the caps will come down this pipe. And if this situation of the cap inverter occurred, so we should adjust this tank. First, we should through this first 1, 2, 3, 4 bolt, and put this one down and adjust 4 bolts inside the tank. Now the worker will show you how to operate.
用手，是的，手
反盖，直接推过来，
就是这个趴着，反过来趴着，就是每个点，就是穿不过去。
If the bottle is like this situation occurred, we must adjust the 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts, and make sure that
这种就不对了。
the cap should put like this one, and make sure the cap cannot go into this pipe. And if it can be go into this pipe, we should adjust these voids.
这样，盖子往上，往下，就行了。不能让旁边趴着，假如能趴着也能下来，就说明这里面的间隙大了，就是需要调整。从这个往下调，直到它这个位置每个点，一共4个。有这么紧了，就这个。
We should adjust the 4 boys, 1, 2, 3, 4 boys, exactly according your bottle cap size. Make sure that when the caps like this shape, it cannot go into this plastic pipe. But when put the cap like this, it should go into this. But make sure do not very tight button and also not very loose. Okay, like this one is okay. But like this, you cannot go into here. Make sure cannot go in.
那个盖子不行。可以跟他们说一下，就是盖子的高度一定要就是统一好，不能就是飞镖盖，就是有高有矮，就是高度一定要。
When you adjust these 4 bolts, you must sure the caps is exactly same with your other caps. And when the caps put like this way, you must sure the 4 bolts is exactly same with your other caps. And when the caps put like this way, you must sure the 4 bolts is exactly same with your other caps. And when the caps put like this way, you must sure the 4 bolts is exactly same with your other caps. And when the caps put like this way, you must sure the 4 bolts is exactly same with your other caps. And when the caps put like this way, you must sure the 4 bolts is exactly same with your other caps. And when the caps put like this way, you must sure the 4 bolts is exactly same with your other caps. And when the caps put like this way, you must sure the 4 bolts is exactly same with your other caps. And when the caps put like this way, you must sure the 4 bolts is exactly same with your other caps. And when the caps put like this way, you must sure the 4 bolts is exactly same with your other caps. And when the caps put like this way, you must sure the 4 bolts is exactly same with your other caps. And when the caps put like this way, you must sure the 4 bolts is exactly same with it can go into like this way. It cannot go into this one. And like this, you should put these caps inside. If you achieve this condition, it is okay. Okay, I will explain how to adjust the bottle wheel, star wheel, and the nuts, and from bottle size from small bottle size from the bigger bottle size. Okay, first we should loose this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6 bolts. Loose these bolts, 6 bolts, and then adjust here. Adjust the wheel. Let the wheel up, and then this machine will be up, and then you can fill the big bottle.
要不要动一下？要看一下这个。
真的感觉真是往讲嘛，
看一下你这个我来往上盘，看一下就是往上往下，就是这个步骤。
Now the worker is operate this wheel and let the wheel up, and you can see here. This shaft is also working ahead.
现在还没到。
这个抓杆应该还
压上面脚往这个平的，平的这个脖子，还没到，这个还得调。
Now, and when we adjust the grip, we must make sure the grip will hang in this neck, hang in this whole neck. It means when we operation this height of the machine, we must ensure that the grip will hang in this bottleneck. This is the standard of the adjusting of the height of the machine. Okay, now like this way, it is okay.
还有把这螺丝调好以后，把这螺丝一定要记住上，紧上。
And please remember that if everything is prepared and have been adjustable, successful, and you should tight these bolts. Don't forget there's 6 bolts. Meanwhile, when you adjust the height of the machine, you also need to adjust the true wheel. And for example, this true wheel is for big bottles, and this wheel is for small bottles. If we want to change the wheel, we must lose these 4 nuts and these bolts and catch this down and install the new star wheel on this place, and please make sure the hole should be corresponding. You can see here, you must make sure the 4 hole is same with the bottom one.
中间还要加个加重。
And the middle, we also should install this rubber ring.
把这中间拆的地方加里面。
And with loose these nuts and install this true wheel on this place. It is okay. Fuller, we should adjust the. If we want to adjust the bottle size, we also need to adjust this star wheel and these cranks. And firstly, the first step is we should loose these nuts and
他看一个样子就行了。下面还有。
We should lose all the parts and put them away. And also this wheel, we also need to throw away this wheel. And after this wheel throw away, and we should adjust these bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts, and through and adjust the height of this pipe. And I mean, if the bottle size height is 5 millimeter difference, you should also adjust the height for 5 millimeters. And then we should also adjust here. Just these 3 bolts and let the whole machine up. We loose these 3 bolts and adjust the wheel, use the tool. Adjust the wheel, use the tool. Adjust the wheel. And let the whole machine up. And so it can fit for the big bottle.
意思是往下。
然后呢，前面还有一个转的涡轮条，把它转这个涡轮，基本就是放上去。对。
And this whole part you should install on the machines if you want to change fill in the big bottle.
这个装在这上面，这个放下面那个，这个塑料条，这个放进去。
For the cutting machine, we also need to adjust some parts and fit for the big bottles. The first step, we should adjust this bolts. This is the first bolt, and second bolt, third bolt, and 4 bolts, and 5 bolts. And we should lose these 5 bolts. And also, you can see here, lose these bolts. And this is the 6 bolts. And we should lose these 6 bolts and use a pipe. Use a pipe, insert this hole, like it's here. Insert this hole, and then turn left, and it will make the whole machine up. And then wait. Then we turn this one before it is here, and then we should turn it like this, and the whole machine can be up. And we should adjust this wheel, start wheel. We adjust start with this wheel and this wheel, and exchange the bigger wheel, bigger diameter wheel. And when we adjust the height of the wheel, we should must correspond with the height of the bottleneck, like here, you can see here. Make sure that the difference between the start wheel and the bottleneck height maybe maximum 1.5 millimeters.
叫它就是这里加，就每一半都要加汽油。
And generally, you should add some oil in the shaft and make the machine running smoothly. 好了，有没有？ First start the 3 machines, and it's better for one person stand by one machine. Because when you start this 3 machine, maybe there's some mistake or there's some error on this machine. You should stop the machines one by one, and then, if it is suitable, then start this machine. It is very important for the bottles one by one. You should also let the bottles one by one standing, and then start. Make this maybe more than 10 bottles, then start the cutting machine.